A lot of atheists have been told something along the lines of, "You're an atheist? Don't be so close-minded." Most of the time, that's coming from a religious person, which I find pretty ironic. Okay, before I start, here's a disclaimer. Atheism is often, but not always, a result of skepticism, critical analysis of available evidence. That being said, the points I'll make in this video do not apply to all atheists, just a large number of them. So is atheism open-minded? Well, let's first define open-mindedness. Most sources agree that open-mindedness is the willingness to consider new or contrary ideas. So let's go with that definition. So if you ask the average atheist, are you willing to consider new ideas and even change your mind given the right evidence? My money would be on them answering yes, absolutely.
I'd be incredibly excited by the prospect of being turned into a Christian today. If evidence is put to me,
right,
or compelling philosophical arguments, I am absolutely open to the idea.
What, if anything, would ever change your mind?
We would just need one piece of evidence. Bring on any of those things, and you would change me immediately.
See, a lot of atheists hold to the idea that they should change their minds about anything given the right evidence. Most atheists absolutely abhor dogma and would rather be proven wrong and consequently change their minds than go on believing things that aren't true. In fact, a lot of atheists, including myself, have done that at least once in their lives, when they walked away from religion. Especially when you've been raised in a religious environment. Is it closed-minded to consider new ideas, question your faith, and even change your mind if reason demands it? No, definitely not. You have to be very open-minded to change your core beliefs, and that's what a lot of atheists have experienced doing. It's especially remarkable to do that, in my opinion, because so many religions actively discourage open-mindedness. They just call it the sin of doubt. Regardless of whether or not they were ever religious, many atheists ensure that all of their ideas are both testable and falsifiable. They recognize that if by its very nature a claim could never be proven wrong, then it also couldn't be evidenced to be true. Because of this, they're willing to hold beliefs that could potentially be proven wrong and to have those beliefs tested. A lot of atheists hold to the scientific method when it comes to discerning truth, and this means that they often require claims to be tested and verified before accepting them. And if any of their ideas are ever tested and falsified, they'll just throw them out. If you're a religious person watching this, you might disagree that atheists are willing to change their minds given evidence. You might say, well, I've debated with an atheist, and I presented them with certain apologetics, but they didn't change their mind. Well, did that atheist present you with counter-apologetics? Probably so. And did you change your mind? No. And why is that? Probably because that didn't really make sense to you. You and that atheist have different standards of evidence. I've talked a bit about what those standards are here. So given your understanding of the average atheist standards of evidence and your understanding of your apologetics not making sense to them, maybe you can dig deeper into why they don't make sense. Maybe those apologetics aren't reasonable. The same goes for evidence of religion-based models of reality like creationism. Maybe atheists don't accept it because it can be quickly discredited when subjected to scrutiny. This applies to personal experiences as well. Maybe atheists aren't convinced by your personal experiences of your God because they realize that your experiences may be too biased and unreliable to meet a decent standard of validity. Would you change your beliefs based on an atheist's personal experience of living without God? Probably not. You shouldn't expect atheists to do any differently. Most atheist standards of evidence aren't impossible to meet, so they're not closed-minded in establishing them. Religious people's arguments and evidence just often don't meet that standard. So let me reinforce this one more time. Most atheists, including myself, are willing to change their minds given one thing: testable, repeatable, verifiable evidence. Would most religious people be willing to change their beliefs given the right evidence? Do they make sure that their ideas are always falsifiable? Would they be willing to put their ideas through rigorous testing? If not, they might try casting out the beam from their own eye before trying to cast out the mote from ours. In the end, religious people calling atheists closed-minded is definitely the pot calling the kettle black. It's like trying to belittle atheists by saying that atheists have too much faith in their beliefs. And who would be ignorant enough to argue something? Oh, wait a minute. Thank you for watching. I've been Drew from Genetically Modified Skeptic. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do that and I'll greatly appreciate it. You can also follow me on Twitter @GMSkeptic. Until next time everyone, keep an open mind and stay skeptical.